And we'll also have a special promotion where the local artist, Peter Dayton, if you know, in East Hampton, he's actually going to be working with Volkswagen. He's going to be painting a Volkswagen.
Oh, perfect.
And converting it into sort of his version of a sort of a surfboard, which he does surfboard painting.
Yes, I had seen that. That came out in the press. That's great.
And that's going to be a major promotion that we're doing. And that's going to be their opening night, and they're the entire time in the lobby, the painted car. And one other thing I would tell you about that actually, one of our sponsors is the USA Network.
Yes,
and
yes.
The USA Network.
Yes, I read that too.
Has a TV show called Royal Pains.
Yes, I'm a fan actually. Do you watch?
I do.
I do too.
You know, they go into different estates and he meets people. A doctor that makes house calls. Their next episode,
concierge doctor.
Right? Concierge doctor. The next episode they're doing is actually the central theme is being shot at ArtHamptons. It's around ArtHamptons.
Excellent. As
the Quizzen Central Hamptons experience. But here is the twist. The twist is they're shooting it tomorrow.
Oh, how exciting.
So how could they do that? So what they're doing is they're resurrecting the tent of ArtHamptons and the booths on their set in the disclosed area. And they're resurrecting the opening night gala. Especially for their set, for the event.
Oh, how interesting. Well, you should invite me. My girlfriend got called for the cast call for the milling around.
Well, if you want to go, it's going to be shot tomorrow. It's going to be shot tomorrow, and
I'll ask you afterwards.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Maybe
take
we
pictures.
Can maybe we can make a cameo appearance.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Yes, yes, that would be lovely. Thank you, Rick. So what are your, now from here you go into Aspen.
We go to Aspen, right.
And then you go to Houston.
And we go to Houston.
And then you gear up to go into
And then I
San
go to a mental
Francisco.
institution. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I say, where do you go to D-Corp? Okay, well you'll go on somebody's yacht. I suggest have you been to Monaco on a yacht?
I've been to Monaco, yeah, on a yacht. No, I've been on the ground. But no, yeah, Monaco's nice.
Yeah, I'd say Cannes on the yacht. It's nice.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to hope you find that connection.
You can do that.
I see the two of you there having a very good time. I love the south of France, don't you?
You know, I've been to the south of France actually not in the summer, which is the height of the season, obviously July and August, but even just I go to the Cannes Film Festival, of course, is a big scene, all that, and I've been involved with that. And it's a great place to be, absolutely. It's one of the great places in the world. I
had gone into an art show in Nice, and Leo Castelli was opening the museum there that year.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, they had a big neo-Nazi revival, and since he was one of the players in the Jewish Underground for Italy, he refused to show.
Really? And
Ultraviolet happened to be there that year.
Really?
Oh, it was very funny. Yeah, it was a very interesting year for art.
We should be interviewing you.
No. I just
tell us more.
Well, it's, if you do things long enough, you get a whole, like a river of history, And
well, tell that to Ultraviolet when you see her on Saturday.
I will. I don't know if she'll remember me because I don't know if she has that kind of mind.
She'll remember.
Yeah, okay. Let's hope. And I heard that she had been in Houston recently from a girlfriend of mine. She had gone to an event there, I believe.
Well, I don't know.
Or Dallas,
she's
possibly.
been to Dallas. I think she was down in Dallas. That's right.
Yeah.
They did a promotion down there for the Dallas Art Fair as well, and she made an appearance.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But she's been busy, and she's been. Andy is important. I don't know what made him so important, but he's really. So many different people articulate him. I always thought the photos were one of the more interesting. His interest in photography, photography as a means of conveying image, is what sparks a lot of his art and image.
Sure.
And I know last year I had a real interesting discussion with Helen Harrison about some of the Warhols that were shown because they were unusual. I forget exactly which gallery.
Yeah. Well, I think he got. You're right. I think he got his inspiration from newspapers and ads.
That's interesting.
And promotion. Liz, the famous Liz, was actually the promotional photo of Elizabeth Taylor from Cleopatra, the movie, when they sent a promotional picture. His flowers that he did was actually an ad, was inspired him for a photography magazine ad in 1964. He saw an ad in a magazine of flowers, and that inspired his flowers.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he's been inspired by photography, absolutely. And let me say with Warhol, I have a sort of I used to be the creator of the syndicated TV show Dance Fever. I did the show live on stage.
Fun.
I was the MC.
Yay.
But Andy Wall is one of my celebrity judges.
Oh, fabulous!
So I worked with him in the late
'70s.
Late '70s, late '70s, maybe '78, '79.
Oh, that's exciting.
I worked with Andy Warhol there, and it was a trip.
That's exciting. And you knew Benny Goodman, right?
Yes, I produced his last show.
Yeah, yes.
Before he died, I produced his last concert. I produced it at Queens College for the Performing Arts, Colden Center, believe it or not.
Wow, that's
sold out performance.
So you had a history of producing shows, whether you've had success in various areas producing shows, getting the public to come in, see the project, participate, enjoy themselves, get something from it, and then come back to another show.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, I was in show business. I produced probably over 85 shows, Broadway, off-Broadway, concerts, cabaret, nightclub, and I did all that. And that was and then after that, I got into the sports business, and I
can see you doing.
And I actually got into the, believe it or not, the sport of volleyball. If you ever heard of it, volleyball.
Yeah.
And I produced many of the. And you might say, what's that about? But actually, I produced some of the major volleyball games in America, including. I bought the USA women's volleyball team at one time. I actually owned the team, and we did a national tour. We played Japan on a national tour.
What year was that?
Volleyball across America. In 1985.
That was on TV, right?
I had some games on TV in 1985, and I produced the largest event in Madison Square Garden, the men's against China at Madison Square Garden in 1984, just before the Olympics, and that was the record. We broke the record, largest attendance, largest gate, most
fabulous.
people in the sport of volleyball in America. So I promoted volleyball for about 5-6 years, and I got.
Do you like it? I like to play it. Did you?
Well,
like to play
I did. I mean, not like the way these guys.
Oh
play.
no,
I mean,
no. Who does?
World-class athletes, and so it's been doing events, and then I during the '90s I produced many of the conferences and expos for the software and computer industry around the world, and I did that. And then after I sold that business, I produced shows in the filmmaker industry, digital video and digital media. And I used to own Showbiz Expo in LA, which is the largest show, and 18,000 filmmakers, and we had a film school there.
So you have all the experience in the world going into making a show a success.
I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, you know how it's done and how to bring it in. What was the thread going from one event to, I understand sports and art actually having a connection, and I understand theater and art having a connection. I'm not real sure I understand computers having a connection other than generating a computer funky art.
Well, it's not really. It's really more of an educational thing. I mean, in the software industry, it was really about putting trade shows on, and the trade shows are, the expos. The manufacturers want to meet the buyers, so it's really bringing buyers and sellers together. And the software industry in the '90s exploded in this country. So I was in the middle of it. I started out with a magazine in 1988, and I started with a small magazine. Actually. Two of my writers were one guy whose name was Bill Gates and the guy's name was Steve Jobs.
Oh,
so
Rick, you're too funny.
Where did I make a wrong turn, huh?
You didn't. That's amazing.
And they were writing for me because they were tech guys, and they weren't really that big then. They were sort of starting out.
Unbelievable. That's really amazing. Now, where did you go to school? What did you go to school for? What's your area?
I went to Baruch College, but I went so long ago I forgot.
You don't even remember? Oh, that's too funny. That's very amazing.
Marketing, basically. And actually, I have an MBA in statistical finance, if you could believe that.
Oh, yeah, that I understand. And then I understand how you intuitively know how to guide your market and how accurate you can be. And you know all the ingredients to bake that cake.
Well, thank you for saying that.
That's obvious. Yeah,
ArtHamptons is, www.arthamptons.com. 631-283-5505, and all the information about tickets are online.
And if they go online, can they purchase tickets?
They can purchase tickets online, and they get an immediate e-ticket sent to them, and they just print it out and bring it with them.
Oh, perfect. Well, I have to say I've had such a good time. Now, we should do this again and live stream it because we're doing the whole Fine Art TV thing.
That's great. Anytime you want me on, but next time we're going to interview you.
No.
Jamie, real pleasure.
Thanks. Thank you for Fine Art Magazine.